Hey, welcome to another episode of Journey Through the Generations. I'm Phillip.
Hey guys, I'm Trisha.
Be sure to follow us on our social media accounts. We have our blog that Trisha writes at journeythroughthegenerations.com. The podcast, you can listen to wherever you download your favorite podcast, including this one. You can find us on Twitter, Gen Journey Blog. And then on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Journey Through the Generations. Stay until the end of this episode because we're going to be announcing the winner of our RootsTech 4-day pass giveaway.
Yes.
Yeah, so it ended yesterday.
Yes.
And so we're ready to announce the winner, and we're going to wait till the end of this episode. So,
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so today what we're going to talk about is some gift ideas for the family researcher.
Yes.
The beginner.
Yes.
And really it could be used for anybody.
It could be used for anybody, these ideas. And I know it's the holiday season, but they can be used throughout the year as well for any type of gift giving. But these are our ideas for the beginner, somebody who hasn't been researching long, or somebody that you know has been thinking about getting started. These ideas will help them get started and continue their research. Right.
So we have a few items we're going to talk about and name off, and we'll just go back and forth.
And this podcast, of course, is not sponsored by anyone. These are our personal opinions. Many of these are things that I have personally used and actually really enjoy. And
some things that I think would be beneficial for you to use as a beginner myself, researching my family. That'll be helpful for you. So. All right, how about, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
When I first started my journey researching, I spent about a year actually researching how to research genealogy. So my first gift idea is genealogy book. I think that would be a great idea for a beginner, or just anybody in general who you know is researching. A couple of my favorites are Black Roots by Tony Burrows, and the Family Tree Toolkit by Kenyatta Berry. Also, if you know the area that the researcher is researching, get them a book about that area, that state, that county, the history of it. It doesn't necessarily have to be a genealogy book. The history of that area will also help them.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because you never know if there's some information in there that you might need or run upon. It might be names. You never know.
You never know what you can find in a book.
Yep, an ancestor's name could be
in you might find a family story in a county. I know I have in a county history book.
Yeah, you just never know. So that's a good one. My first one is going to be an external hard drive. Now, if you're not, really tech savvy,
like me,
you're a little bit, but if you're not really tech savvy, an external hard drive it's a hard drive that you just plug into the USB port of your computer, and it gives you an opportunity to save a lot more information than what your actual computer will be able to hold. So as you're starting your journey and you're saving files, you're saving pictures, you're getting information from family members and all those kinds of things, it takes up a lot of space really quickly. So if you have a hard drive, an external hard drive that you can use to keep all of your files in one place, I would highly recommend that you do that.
You actually got that for me one year.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of different kinds. So you can get a little thumb drive. Some people call them flash drives. They're really little, probably like just a couple of inches long, and you just plug it right into the USB port. Those hold smaller amounts of data, and those are okay if you don't have a lot of data.
Yeah.
But I think you need to go bigger at the front end. So when you start gathering a lot of information, you're not trying to move everything from these little small hard drives to one bigger one.
Right, yeah.
You already have it on one. And so I would just recommend that you look at either a 1 terabyte drive or a 2 terabyte hard drive. They're pricey, so be prepared to spend, but it will keep all your information safe, and you have it in one location, and it's a good way to just back up.
I was going to say, and that'll be good if something ever happened to your computer. All your information is actually on the external hard drive. So,
absolutely.
My next one, while we're talking about computers, is genealogy software. This would be a program or something like that you can actually install on your computer, and you can upload your tree and add all the names, all the dates. You can add pictures. What I use is RootsMagic, and I'm able to keep my tree on my computer. Now, I do have a tree like on Ancestry on a website, but the tree that I'm working on and researching is on my computer. So I'm able to add pictures to it. If I ever go to a family reunion, I was able to make a chart of that side of the family. So genealogy software is very important, and it helps you keep organized.
Right. My next one is a portable scanner. Now, if you've never seen these things before, they're just little small scanners. Is something that you can carry with you. It's really small and lightweight. They tend to come in a bag to keep it clean and safe, but it's really good for you to have. So when you are going to relatives' houses to interview family members, when you're going to go talk to grandparents and parents, and they start taking out pictures and documents and things like that, they tend to not want to give them to you.
No.
And so what you could do is have this portable scanner with you, and you can very easily take the document, take the picture, and run it through your scanner. And it plugs into the USB port of your computer, and it automatically saves the file on your computer. And so all you have to do now is, when you get home, is you can file it away on your hard drive, or you can print it out, or
add it to your genealogy software.
Whatever you want it to do with it, you can do.
And they're very easy to use because, again, I'm not very tech savvy. And I have one. I keep it in my backpack, my genealogy backpack, and I'm able to just pull it out and use it anytime I need. It's not bulky. I've used it on, front porches, kitchen tables, you name it, I've used it. So my next one is, it kind of goes along with what I just talked about, genealogy software. It's a subscription to a genealogy website. Now, in the beginning, it's important that you have a couple of subscriptions so you are able to find as much information as you can, because you're going back a couple of generations. So you would be in the 1900s, and that's when a lot of the records are, being digitized and things like that right now. So you can gift the subscription to a website like Ancestry or Fo3. That's a military website. They have all kind of military records. Newspapers.com is a good one. They obviously have newspapers. And MyHeritage is also another good website if you have if you're researching outside of the U.S. MyHeritage has a lot of European records on file that you can use.
And the good thing about those websites is they offer free trials and specials throughout the year, especially during the holidays. So take advantage of the free trials and those specials. You should absolutely sign up for those as soon as you see them. And I think Ancestry does like a 14-day trial or something.
Yeah, I think it's 14
I
days.
would sign up and make sure you got 2 weeks to do nothing but research. So you can take full advantage if you're not willing to pay the higher price quite yet. So,
and another good thing to remember about that is, if you follow these websites on social media, they often have specials where they have certain records free for like if it's the anniversary of the Vietnam War ending or something like that, fold through and have those records free for that weekend. So sometimes they have stuff that's free. So sign up for those and follow them on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and things like that, and find out when they're having specials and when they're offering services for free also.
My next one is a portable audio recorder. So you might not think that this is something you would need, but I think it's important because just like when you go and interview relatives and you're scanning documents that I talked about just a minute ago, you can also record the stories that they're telling you.
Right.
And when I started my research and I started finding all of this information, I was like, man, I can't wait to go tell my dad all this information. And then when I went and told him, we were sitting down and he was talking and he was saying all these names and I was trying to write it down and Trisha was like, Trisha, go give me a sheet of paper or something to write with it. And I just wasn't prepared. And he was saying names and things that he remembered when he was a kid. And I can't remember what he said. And I didn't record it.
Right.
And so it's very important for you to record those things, and you can go back and listen to it and be like, oh yeah, that's when, he or she said this and that, or whatever.
And because when I went to Chicago to interview my oldest living relative, I just set the recorder on the table and while they talked. And then I went back and listened to it, and I was able to get some good information that I hadn't even paid attention to, that they were saying good stuff because I was in the middle of scanning documents and stuff like that. So my next gift would be a subscription to a genealogy magazine. My favorite magazine is Family Tree magazine, and they have wonderful articles about research, how to research. They have different articles about history of the United States, states in particular. You are able to see, for me, I can look at the ads and see different podcasts that I may want to listen to and things like that. So it's just like a general genealogy go-to magazine.
Yeah, and I bought you a subscription for a year, I think, for one of those. Was
This
it Family
one,
Tree magazine?
Yeah.
And so it's a real easy gift. They're not really expensive.
No.
And it's a year-long magazine. And again, magazines tend to offer, subscription deals
Discounts,
and things.
yeah.
So be on the lookout for those. Yeah. My next one would be a DNA test. So there's a lot of, information and opinions about DNA tests out there right now. The first thing I would do is tell you just research the DNA test companies. Make sure that the one you've selected is the best one for you
And what you're looking for.
and what you're wanting to do. So there's a lot of different ones. Of course, the larger companies, Ancestry, 23andMe,
Family Tree DNA, MyHeritage.
And then there are like specialized ones out there. Like there's an African American one. And so there's, just different opinions and things out there about, what information or data does these testing companies gather? What do they do with it?
Who has access to it?
Who has access to it? There's things out there now about how government and police departments and stuff is using DNA data to solve crimes and stuff like that. There's a lot of different things out there. Just research it. I think it's good to do. It helped me find some family members and helped Trisha find some too. So,
yeah. And again, as you can tell, this list is a lot of things that I have actually received because you got me my test kit as a Christmas present a long time ago.
Yes.
So, and yeah, I think if that's something that the researcher in your life has been talking about and wanting to do, that is definitely a good gift that would benefit them and their research.
Yep.
So the last thing on my list is a conference pass. So if you've listened to our podcast or read my blog, then you know that we have gone to conferences in the past. So you can actually buy a conference pass for somebody else on the websites, like a RootsTech or the AUGS conference or NGS, the National Genealogy Society. You can actually go on the website and purchase passes for the researcher in your life. And most of the conferences are at least 3 days, and they are filled with sessions and workshops that are all about genealogy, how to research, where to go to find records. If you find this record, what do you do? And then they also have an expo hall that has all kind of information, DNA kits, T-shirts, all kind of information and stuff that you can buy at the expo hall that's genealogy and history related. So I would definitely suggest, if you know the researcher in your life has been wanting to go to a conference, then that will be a good gift for them.
And my last one is a digital camera. So I'm not saying go out and buy the most expensive camera out there, but you should go out and buy one that is easy to use, and it's a good camera that takes good pictures, because you can use that to take pictures when you're going to meet family reunions, when you're interviewing people. They're going to give you pictures. What better way to continue the photos is by taking more pictures,
Right.
because they're not going to be there all the time. We all go at some point. So it would be a great memory
Yes.
for you to have for the people, for your family members who are coming behind you. The people that you're going to be leaving all your research to.
Yes.
They'll have that photo, a document to say, hey, that's my family member, that's my ancestor, that's who started this genealogy journey. And
that's important.
And it is important to keep doing that. And yeah, we have phones, and that's great. You can use your phone to take a picture. That's not a problem. But having a good camera,
it's a good investment.
Can be a great tool as you go through. And then not only that, if you get a decent camera, some of them have video.
Oh yeah, you
too.
can video. Yeah.
So we use our camera to shoot our YouTube videos and things. So it is definitely something you might want to think about getting.
Yeah, because genealogy research is not just about the past. It's also about the present. So you also want to capture those moments that you are in now, not only for yourself, but for future generations as well.
Yeah. So there's a lot more things other than these 10 things that you can do. What are some other things that you can, gift?
You can always give gifts of time. If you are good at using the computer and you know that you're tech savvy, then gift your researcher, 2 hours of scanning photos, or create a spreadsheet with their family addresses and get them, all in one spot. So when they're filling out, Christmas cards or newsletters or, family reunion stuff, they have all of their addresses in the same spot. Or you can always agree to be interviewed. I'm sure the researcher would love to have an interview. And even if you aren't a family member, you can still be interviewed and give information, and it will be good practice for them as well.
Yeah, and your family might know that person's family.
Yeah, you never know until people get to talking.
Yeah, but I think another good gift of time is maybe you live in the county, city that person is researching.
That's good.
And what if you just agree to go to the library and look up some things for them, or pull books, or make copies or something like that, just to help people out. Because if we're in Arkansas, but if we're researching in Boston or wherever, it's not very easy for me to go to Boston. If you live there, somebody can help me out. That would be awesome.
Right, that would be a good gift.
Because not everything is online.
Right.
So that's important to remember.
And also, there's always the personal gifts that you can give. You can gift a box of copies of your family photos. You can gift copies of home movies of your family. you can just think of something that, if you have some old recipes of your grandmother's, you could type those out and put those in a folder. That would be a great gift. So you can always just do something personal as well.
Yep. And then there's also other things you can do. There's T-shirts, tote bags, which is important because you have a lot of documents and things you're carrying around.
Yeah.
And, if you don't, carry backpacks, a tote bag would be great. Mm-hmm. I carry a backpack, so it's very easy for me.
And I carry a tote bag to the library when I go.
Yep.
So.
Journals, pedigree charts, things like that. Just think outside the box and think of what, people might need as they are doing their research.
Right. And I'm sure if your researcher is anything like me, genealogy always seems to come up no matter who I'm talking to or how long we're together. So if you've heard them talk about something that they are, really want and really think that that'll, help their research, then that's the gift for them.
Yeah. So those are some things that you can think about to help the family researcher in your family, or if just someone or if it's just you.
Yeah, gift for yourself.
Those are great things. So I'm going to be leaving links in the episode notes of all the items or most of the items that we've mentioned today. If you use the links and make a purchase through those, we'll receive a small commission, which will help support what we do in our genealogy efforts and
this podcast,
and continue to bring you content on our blog and podcast and YouTube. It'll be a big help for us, and we would really, really appreciate it.
Yes.
If you did. So go and use those links to buy some of the things that we're talking about, and we're not big spenders. We look for the cheapest, best thing, I guess.
Yes, I'm very frugal.
Yeah, I try to get the things that are going to work great.
Yes.
And be a good, decent price.
Yes.
Because, everything it might not be the cheapest, but it's going to be the best value.
Right.
And that's how we shop. So I don't want you to get afraid and be like, oh, all this stuff's going to be really expensive.
No.
It's not. We don't get down like that. And so it should be stuff that you can, do. And like we just said, if you can't buy anything, there are gifts of your time. People, so,
and support.
Yeah. So we'd appreciate it if you can do that. All right, now we're going to get to announce the winner.
Drum roll.
Yes, of our 4-day RootsTech Pass. The winner is Lori, I hope I pronounced this right, Lotlowski. Lori will be reaching out to you via email to get more information. And when you get to RootsTech, we want to meet you. Make sure
absolutely do.
Yes, make sure you email us and let us know your itinerary or when you're going to be there. Mm-hmm. And we want to be sure to meet you, get a picture, selfie, and interview you if you want.
You don't mind, yeah.
And for our podcast and for YouTube,
yes,
we'll be there, and we're looking very forward to meeting you.
Yes.
And congratulating you in person.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Thank you so much for entering. Thank everybody for entering and taking the time to actually be a part of our giveaway.
Absolutely. So I think that's about it. Mm-hmm. This will be the last podcast of 2019.
It's so hard to believe this year is over.
I know, it's going by so fast. We want to wish all of you a very, very, very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We are very happy that you're here listening to us and engaging with us. We appreciate you. We're looking forward to an awesome 2020.
Yes.
We have some great content on the way. Mm-hmm. We're really going to be focused a lot on the beginner researcher.
Yes, back to the basics.
Yep, and some other things in there too. And then we have conferences that we're going to, and we're going to be doing, hopefully we're doing some live things from those conferences. And So there's a lot coming up.
Exciting times.
Yep. So it's going to be good. And hopefully I can pick up my research a little bit more next year as soon as things at work kind of calm down. But anyway, yes, have a good, safe, happy Christmas.
Yes, enjoy your family.
Please enjoy your family, and consider when you're with your family doing some interviews and taking some pictures and video and if
getting
you
some
do,
stories.
yeah, and if you do, put it on Twitter and tag us at Gen Journey Blog. And
we would love to hear about it.
We'd be more than happy to look at it and retweet you or something. So
and give you a shout out on the podcast.
Absolutely. So, all right, I think that's it.
Thanks, you guys.
All right, talk to y'all later.
Bye.